1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Atlantic Conference Colonial Division match between visiting Penn Fusion Soccer Academy and the host South Jersey Elite Barons FC. Now let's meet tonight's participants. First, for visiting Penn Fusion, introducing the reserve players, wearing number 0, goalkeeper from Jefferson University, Callie Reddy. Wearing number 27, a forward from Villanova University, Becca Miller. Wearing number 33 from St. Bonaventure University, a forward, Ava Rabitz. And wearing number 25, a forward from Temple University, Amaya Hill. And now the starters for Penn Fusion. In goal, wearing number 00 from Colgate University, Ella Papinga. Wearing number 2, a defender from the University of Pennsylvania, Casey Foreman. Wearing number 3, a defender from the University of Pittsburgh, Maya Bruce. Wearing number 26, also from the University of Pennsylvania, Eden Venema. Wearing number 28, a defender from Villanova University, Amber Baker. Wearing number 30 from Quinnipiac University, a defender, Marina Mahan. In the midfield, wearing number 6, Saya Kolith from University of Minnesota. Wearing number 7, a midfielder from Colgate University, Ava McCloskey. And wearing number 8, a midfielder from Rutgers University, Lily Phillips. At forward, wearing number 10 from Pitt, Sage Stelzer, pardon me. And a forward from Buffalo University, wearing number 9, Maya Bright. The head coach of Penn Fusion is Ellis Badillo. And now introducing the players from SJEB FC. First, tonight's reserves, wearing number 1, a goalkeeper from Williams College, Chelsea Mohammed. Wearing number 3, a defender from South Carolina Upstate, Adriana Pepe. Wearing number 9, a forward from the University of Rhode Island, Emily Morgan. Wearing number 15, a forward from South Carolina Upstate, Nevaeh Rourke. Wearing number 16, a midfielder from the University of Rhode Island, Sierra Penny. Wearing number 19, a defender from St. Joseph's University, Ashley Rhodes. And wearing number 24, a midfielder from Queen's University, Addison Mello. And now the starters for SJEB FC. Starting with goalkeeper, wearing number 13 from Longwood University, Maddie Wessel. A defender wearing number 2 from St. Joseph's University, Captain Danny Stewart. A defender wearing number 6 from the University of Rochester, Remy Cherkis. A defender wearing number 17 from St. Joseph's University, Kerry Jackson. A defender wearing number 20 from NJIT, Taylor Stewart. In the midfield, wearing number 7 from LaSalle University, Sienna Mount. A midfielder wearing number 8 from NJIT, Bella Ramirez. A midfielder wearing number 10 from the University of Rhode Island, Kira Samalonis. A midfielder wearing number 21 from Drexel University, Olivia Brochus. A forward from Brown University wearing number 4, Naomi Newihe. And a forward wearing number 23 from Manhattan University, Olivia McMaster. The SJEB WPSL team is coached by Bill Shute. Tonight's officials are head referee Anthony Battaglia, assistant referee Andrew Boligitz, assistant referee Stephen Austino, and the fourth official is Jeff Pansira. Now, if you're able, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we play our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into today's broadcast here from the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex, and we welcome you to this match within the Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division of the Women's Premier Soccer League. It's a matchup between the hosts and the South Jersey Elite Barons Football Club as they go up against Penn Fusion. I'm Drosmus Vasilou alongside Shane Alexa, and we got ourselves a fun little match today for SJEB. They've had a great start to the season. They have 3 wins, a draw, no losses to their tally so far. They're second in the Colonial Division. Penn Fusion, meanwhile, 1-1-1, a win, a draw, and a loss. Their first loss came to first place Love City recently, a 4-3 loss on the road at Drexel. They're on the road here again today, and they're going to try to get win number 2 and hopefully to get some points back on the board.
Yeah, SJEB currently sitting in second place, and Love City, who's in first right now, is actually playing tonight, so we'll be scoreboard watching tonight. Penn Fusion, as Drosmus mentioned, lost 4-3 to Love City, who's in first place, so good matchup between 2 good teams here tonight.
And Penn Fusion, they come into this game 17th in the most recent power rankings release in the Eastern region of the WPSL. Meanwhile, SJEB stand at 9. So they are once again a highly respected club. Again, this is a team that made the Mid-Atlantic Conference Final last year. They won their first division championship last year, so they're going to try to keep things rolling this season, and so far it looks like they have.
No, they certainly have, and as a club, they're 32-9-5 all time. So this is a team that's been here, that's been in a situation like this before where they know how to win. So, we'll see what happens tonight, but I would not be surprised if SJEB likes to play the through ball to players like Newihe, who we've seen all season long how she can kind of get behind a defense. Look for them to kind of do that early and try and outpossess this Penn Fusion team, and especially use the long ball to their advantage. Yeah,
you mentioned Newihe, someone that I feel like SJEB is going to go to a lot in this game. Again, 2 goals on the season. And she had both those goals in the previous game against Fever SC, a 4-0 victory on Tuesday here at home for SJEB. Also just has been a force to be reckoned with up top. Had a really good season last year as a high schooler going into college, now at Brown University.
Yeah, we saw her last summer. She was just as skilled, and this year she's continuing her success from last year.
And we are kicked off here in Glassboro, New Jersey. Penn Fusion wearing their white kits with red highlights, and SJB wearing their classic red with white numbering and lettering. So things will start with Penn Fusion's back 4 as they'll try to progress forward. Here's Maya Bruce. Or Marina Mahan, I beg your pardon. Now SJB take over at midfield. A nice turn to break out of a jam. Simolonis lost it there. Now in the counterattack, it's Penn Fusion. Going right with a shot right at the keeper. A decent opportunity for Maya Bright, but it's dealt with cleanly by the keeper, Maddie Wessel.
Yeah, good hands there from Wessel. Getting down on one knee. It's a harder save than it looks, especially a couple 30 seconds or so in this ball game.
Penn Fusion looking to get on the early attack. McCluskey tried to cross it in. There's Danny Stewart, the captain for SJB, who takes over there.
Yeah, Drosmus, I can already tell how Penn Fusion wants to play this game. They want to play the high press, and so far it's working. And what I've seen so far is they want to play Newihe pretty physically up top, and that's certainly not a bad idea.
A play backward with Baker. And with Mahan, plays it centrally. Penn Fusion looking to work out of the back to start things off. Again, we're just in the 2nd minute of this match. Casey Foreman advancing, taking space. A nice tackle made by Simolonis, but still on the outside. McCluskey cuts right, looking to win a one-on-one here. Cross inside, in the danger zone. Danny Stewart's there defending. And it's lost by Venema. McMaster turns and plays it backward. Again, SJB 10 points on the season, second in the Colonial Division, 1 point behind Love City. So they need a result today to keep up, but they do have a game in hand. This is just their 5th match of the season. Love City playing their 6th match of the season today elsewhere.
Yeah, I mentioned Nawehe, but I think McMaster there, who was trying to run onto that one, is going to be a big part of this game. Just because of the fact that she can slow down the pace of the game if she wants to. She can also speed up the pace of the game, so that's what makes her so dangerous.
Here's Maya Bruce, who splits defenders out of Pitt University. University of Pittsburgh. Now advancing is Penn Fusion from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Maya Bright with a pass through the middle. Here's a chance inside the 18. Save by Wessel, still in the danger zone. And by far, the best opportunity so far today.
Yeah, bang type play there. What a save there. Just diving to her right. Great hands. Able to stop that one.
A 1-2. Almost completed, but McMaster takes over. Tried to play it up the middle. Couldn't get it past Selah Koleth. As this through ball goes right into the comfort zone of Remy Cherkis. So a goal kick upcoming now for SJEB and company. So far, Penn Fusion the aggressors.
Yeah, so far I like the way Penn Fusion's played. The aggressors certainly, and if SJEB wants to kind of counter that attack, they're going to have to kind of use the long ball, as we talked about in the opens, Rasmus, to their advantage. Kind of play Nawehe in the air, see if she can run onto one of those balls.
And we talk about Nawehe, we also got to talk about Sage Stelzer of Penn Fusion. 2 goals on the season. Nearly had that goal, as we just saw earlier, that big opportunity. Cross inside, headed away, and ultimately cleared. A turnover right at the midfield for SJB. Penn Fusion doing a good job winning the ball back quickly as it's back with Casey Foreman. Played centrally, and now here's the switch. Mahan. Miscalculated pass, but won back once more. Played back to the keeper, Ella Papinga. A pass out wide to the left wing. McCluskey tried to chop it to the right. Able to keep possession. Some good defense from Cherkis. Forces McCluskey out wide, and there will be a corner, the first one of the night, and this time in favor of Penn Fusion.
Both teams so far are doing a very good job of switching the field, specifically Penn Fusion. Like their style of play there, and it awards them a corner.
A lot of defense so far today for SJB. Taking this corner, it will be the midfielder Lily Phillips out of Rutgers. Here's the in-swinger. Goes to the far post. A chance, but just headed over the netting. Another decent opportunity for Penn Fusion early on.
Yeah, great ball in there, Gerasmus. Couldn't really have placed it any better. Just a little too much power and pace on that header. Just put it over the net.
Eden Venema, the one to get her head to it, just over the netting. Heavy pressure coming from Penn Fusion, and it pays dividends. They'll win possession back in the attacking third.
Yeah, SJEB hasn't really found a way to break that high press so far in this one. Again, it's early in this one, but we'll see if they can break that high press.
It's worth mentioning this is a SJB defense that has only allowed 4 goals so far this season. Here's a nice through ball, cross through the middle. It's with McCluskey now. McCluskey with fancy footwork just couldn't get by Cherkis, who once again does a great job outside.
Yeah, Penn Fusion scored 3 in their last game, even though they fell to Love City. SJEB allowed no goals to Fever FC, so definitely a good matchup here at Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex here in Glassboro.
And you look at the last 2 games, both these teams, no strangers to finding the back of the net. Again, 4 goals for SJB in their previous outing, and 3 against first place Love City for Penn Fusion. Again, Penn Fusion, a small sample size, just their 4th match of the season. It's now with Ramirez. Plays it outside. SJB looking to connect on a few passes.
Gerasimus, you talked about how we had to talk about Stelzer, and she is, even though she hasn't had a lot of touches so far in this one, she's made a lot of runs. They haven't been able to get it to her yet, but they've a lot of good diagonal runs and a lot of good overlapping runs that I've seen from her, and she's definitely a player to watch out for.
Off-ball movement, absolutely key. As we're now reaching the 9th minute of this match, still a 0-0 score here. Again, watching some Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division action within the WPSL. SJB, we talked about their success in such a short time. It's their 6th season. Their WPSL debut back in 2021. Meanwhile, Penn Fusion, a lot more experience in this type of competition, 2016. And they've won a lot of silverware since then. Here's a long ball from Papinga. McCluskey takes a tumble, and it's enough to award a free kick. The first notable one today, and the first one awarded by the head official, Anthony Pataglia.
Yeah, Taylor Stewart there just clipped her boot there, and just kind of a wrong place, wrong time type situation for SJEB.
Mahon plays it out wide. Defending on the outside is Sienna Mount. And on the attack, a little trip and enough, not only to award a free kick, but a yellow card. The first booking of the night, and that's going to go against Mount.
Dangerous opportunity incoming for Penn Fusion. They've had multiple opportunities to get a goal in this one, to put themselves up 1-0. Haven't been able to capitalize, but they'll have a big opportunity here to do so.
Deliberating at the moment, it's Stelzer and Phillips.
A yellow card. Caution.
This is a prime opportunity early on, another one. And if I'm not mistaken, Shane, we really haven't seen SJB enter their attacking third within these first 10 minutes, at least very often.
Yeah,
It's been a lot of pressure.
the high press from Penn Fusion. SJEB has yet to figure it out. Again, early in this one, but we'll see if they make any coaching adjustments.
A short pass to Stelzer, drives it toward the middle, and it's cleared out. Still a chance, though, as it's knocked back in by Baker. And cleared on the outside. Looks like we'll have a throw in favor of Penn Fusion. Some creativity on the outside from Penn Fusion, but SJB has proved their strength defensively in this match so far.
Yeah, they've stood their ground defensively. Haven't been able to really get it going offensively, but here we go.
A nice ball on the outside. It's with Olivia Brocious. Brocious cuts back. Looking for numbers. Plays it across middle. Some good progression here from SJB. Makes a move toward the middle. Kerry Jackson just couldn't beat the defender. Still in the danger zone. And cleared out. Not a throw yet, as it's kept in by Sienna Mount, who recently entered the books. McMaster, unable to reach the ball there as it's intercepted by Sayla Koleth.
Gerasimus, you kind of spoke it into existence how SJEB hadn't gotten anything going offensively, and there you go. And I think McMaster is going to be key in this one, as I mentioned before. Able to kind of play through her, and she can play those through balls to players like Newihe. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see her factor in this one.
McMaster, the rising senior at Manhattan University, nearby from Williamstown, New Jersey, and she's the leading scorer so far for her club, 3 goals. So definitely a key participant is this shot. Skies right of the post. 12th minute, 0-0 on a goal kick upcoming for Papinga and Penn Fusion.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if SJEB kind of gives Penn Fusion a taste of their own medicine with some of their own high press, and looks like they're starting to do just that.
A long ball played. Stelzer tried to find a teammate, but it's intercepted. Cherkis to Stewart. An escape move to find space. Ramirez plays it up the middle. It was intended for Brocious, but just out of her reach.
Yeah, good idea there. Unfortunately, execution wasn't there. Brocious couldn't run onto it in time, but I like the idea there from SJEB.
Stewart with a head. And they'll work out of the back again, but this heavy press coming again from Penn Fusion. Maddie Vessel looking to go outside with this pass. Taylor Stewart. Back with Penn Fusion. A nice pullback from Amber Baker. The long ball. Doesn't find a teammate there. Newihe charges in to win back possession. McMaster looking for numbers. Plays it outside. Kerry Jackson chases and has possession on the left wing. Numbers in the box for SJEB. Jackson crosses it inside. Gets through everyone and gets into the netting. What seemed to be a cross turned into a shot and a goal for Kerry Jackson. 1-0 SJEB.
Kerry Jackson, what a gorgeous ball in. I thought the same thing, Gerasimos, that it was a pass and automatically went in the back of the net. That's all that matters. SJEB 1, Penn Fusion 0, but what a ball in from Kerry Jackson.
What turns into, or what was a cross, became unpredictable. An incredible goal for Kerry Jackson, and to our count, her first of the season for SJEB. The South Jersey Elite Barons are ahead 1-0 in the 15th minute.
Yeah, if we asked her if it was a cross or a shot, she now would probably say it was a shot, but as it looked in real time, it looked like it was a cross, but either way, it's in the back of the net.
Sometimes on the crosses, Shane, it's always best to go for that far post, because you never know what can happen. But now Penn Fusion looking for the response. Across inside. McCluskey tried to get after it, but Danny Stewart does well to be there.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought someone in the box may have gotten a foot on it, but it looked like it may have gone off a Penn Fusion defender. Either way, it's Kerry Jackson's goal, but interesting there.
Newihe chases. Baker does well to evade her. And again, Penn Fusion had everything going their way so far in this match, and SJB has one good attack, and they capitalized on it. But now a chance for maybe Penn Fusion to find that same type of opportunity here. They draw a foul. It's a few yards beyond the 18. We'll see if this is a shot or a crossing chance coming up.
Yeah, it's crazy how momentum can change in a couple of minutes, Gerasimos. You mentioned how Penn Fusion was dominating this one earlier, and then SJEB just got the counterattack they needed and was able to score early, but Penn Fusion has another opportunity to maybe tie this one up.
Stelzer fakes. Here's Phillips. Curls over the left part of the crossbar, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm surprised Stelzer didn't take that one just because she already has 2 goals on the year, and we've seen what she can do. But Phillips has been there as well, a capable player as well. But would have been interesting to see if Stelzer would shoot that next time.
Taken back by SJB here. Kira Simolonis. Plays it backward. Receives once more. Near the touchline, looking to play a long ball toward Newihe, intercepted. SJB wins back possession. Brocious looking to go wide. Here's the goal scorer, Jackson. Brocious overlaps. Receives. Looking to play across, but a comfortable pickup for Ella Papinga.
Great overlapping run there from Brocious. We talked about that was the way that SJEB was going to have an opportunity to win this game. They're going to have to make runs and really do a lot of things off ball, and so far they've done that. That's why they're up 1-0.
Foreman tried to play it for Stelzer. Still with Penn Fusion, nevertheless. Phillips, rollover, scissor, now plays it out wide. McCluskey tries to reach it, left-footed cross. Knocked out of play by Danny Stewart. And here comes another throw for Penn Fusion. And speaking of Penn Fusion, some substitutions for SJEB coming on. Looks like it's going to be Naomi Newihe and Taylor Stewart making way, as Brocious looks to be taking that number 9 area. So the first substitutions of the game go to the team that's ahead 1-0. As Penn Fusion will continue on. Emily Morgan, one of the entries for SJB alongside Adriana Pepe.
Morgan and Pepe both each have a goal on the season, so some offense provided there.
Also entering the match for SJEBFC wearing number 9, Emily Morgan.
Phillips, long ball ahead. Here's a chance. In the 6, Stewart pops out of nowhere to deny Maya Bright.
Tell you what, Gerasimus, if SJEB goes on to win this game, we can look back on that play because Bright had a gorgeous opportunity inside the 6 to bury that with her left foot. Danny Stewart coming out of nowhere to put a stop to that one.
Any goal can make the difference. You never know if that one will end up biting Penn Fusion, but now corner upcoming. Taking it is Phillips. It's in the middle, a header. It's being batted around, and ultimately, it's going to be a goal kick. So SJB, a sigh of relief for them.
Yeah, so far, all these Penn Fusion corners have been placed perfectly in the box. You can't place them any better. Unfortunately for them, they just haven't been able to get enough power and pace on the header. SJB's lucky to live to tell the tale there.
Cherkis on the outside. Played at the middle. Looks like Ramirez was hoping to leave it for someone. Now Phillips. Bruce tries to play it ahead. McMaster hustles for it. A heavy collision, we play on. It's now on the outside for Penn Fusion. Stelzer looking to advance. Too big of a touch, and Pepe takes advantage. Bella Ramirez with lots of space to work with. A long ball, can't get it over the back 4 of Penn Fusion.
Yeah, you can see the pace of play changing, Gerasimus. At the beginning of the game, the pace was fairly slow. Each team was getting into this game, and now it's a fast-paced game with a lot of counterattacks.
McMaster inside the 18, plays it across goal. No one there. And Penn Fusion gets away with another good opportunity for SJB. They've slowly but surely been generating chances of their own after our first 10 minutes that seemed to be all Penn Fusion. Baker plays it back for Papinga. Now on the outside. Mahon to Phillips. Phillips picked up by Samalonis. SJB takes over again. A switch of fields. Cherkis is there to receive. Plays it ahead. And there's the 1-2. Cherkis advancing down the right wing. Tried to play across, took a deflection, but Pinga has to race toward it and is able to gallop and receive the cross.
Good job there from Papinga, able to recognize that when it come off her line. Kind of a bang-bang situation there as a keeper. It's always difficult to recognize, oh, should I come off my line? Should I stay in net? But doing a good job there was Papinga to come off her line.
Keeping ready after what was an unfortunate play on that goal for SJEB. Again, a cross that turned into a shot. Pepe for Stewart, who you can't miss with that headband. Pepe takes her space, still going up the middle. Turns. Caught herself in a jam, but does well to get out. Ramirez faces toward net. The shot! Oh my goodness! Extraordinary from Bella Ramirez. 2-0 SJEB lead.
Well, Gerasimus, there's not a lot you can explain about that one. Bella Ramirez just absolutely crushed that one outside the 18 and couldn't have placed it any better. Upper 90, top right-hand corner, and talk about power on that one. Nothing the goalkeeper could do in that type of situation.
And for Ramirez, again, to our account and according to the Women's Premier Soccer League website, her first goal of the season. And what a way to find your first.
Yeah, certainly one she'll remember for a while. And we talked about momentum earlier, how it was all with Penn Fusion. Now it's completely gone the other way. And SJEB now has a 2-0 lead here in Glassboro. So it'll be interesting to see how Penn Fusion responds to this. SJEB, they've done a good job defensively, kind of locking all windows and doors with Penn Fusion. We'll see how they adjust.
And here in the 24th minute, a hydration break has been called for by our head officials today. Anthony Battaglia being the head official. The assistants being Andrew Bulligitz, Stephen Ostino, and Jeff Pensira, who's the fourth official. But let's take a look at what was quite the strike.
Yeah, you're going to see on that replay, Ramirez outside the 18 with the right foot just smashes that one into the right-hand corner. Nothing at all the goalkeeper could do in that situation, and one that Bella Ramirez is going to remember for a while.
Both teams will enter the pitch once again after a well-needed hydration break. We're sweating just here in the press box, Shane.
Yeah, it's certainly a hot one out tonight, Gerasimos. Hopefully we avoid any potential storms in the area.
Well, right now you could say the storm that has arrived is the South Jersey Elite Barons, as they are now ahead 2-0. And again, this could be a key result for a team trying to take another division championship. They won it their first last season. 1 point behind Love City, who's in first, and Love City at this point would have to win in order to retain that position, and SJB have a game in hand. But Penn Fusion, they desperately need something to go their way now.
Yeah, they won't go away easily.
Here's a cross toward the middle. A header just goes over the head of Becca Miller, one of the new substitutions out of Villanova. And the offside flag up on that one as Brocious was chasing.
Yeah, I mentioned the Penn Fusion corners and how close they've been thus far. The same thing goes with those crosses. They've all been gorgeous balls into the box, just no one's been able to get ahead on it and be able to finish it. I think it's only a matter of time for Penn Fusion. So SJEB really has to keep their foot on the gas pedal.
Foreman cuts inside, plays a ball to Ava Rabitz, who also enters post the hydration break. 3 substitutions came on for Penn Fusion. Ellis Badillo, the head coach of Penn Fusion, opting for some changes. As it's with the back 4 of SJEB. Taking it slow now, especially with the lead they have.
Forward Amaya Hill. Also entering the match wearing number 33.
Stewart.
Ava Rabitz.
Now with Pepe. Plays up the middle.
A final substitute,
Brocious receives. Lots of pressure on her back. Opts to play it back.
Becca Miller.
Drosmus. We give praise to that back line of SJEB and how fantastic they've been so far this season. And they're really the definition of a bend, don't break defense. Early on, they were able to hold their own, but Penn Fusion was sort of dominating in the offensive third, and they've been able to hold their own since.
Another opportunity squandered and dealt with by Matty Vessel. Cherkis looking to advance. Morgan for Ramirez, who had the stunning strike to make it 2-0. McMaster out wide. Now across inside, Brocious couldn't get the head to it. Penn Fusion now looking the transition. Miller plays it ahead looking for Stelzer. Stelzer might have some ground on Pepe on the right wing. A few rollovers, cuts inside. Stelzer a shot, but not enough to deal any damage.
Yeah, good hands there. Not able to catch that one, but doing a good job of keeping that one in front of her and ensuring no offensive chance there for Penn Fusion on the rebound.
Stewart. Plays it back for Wessel. Wessel, the rising junior from Longwood University, had a clean sheet last outing and hoping to keep another one for her side and her home crowd. Stewart directing traffic. Tells Emily Morgan to come towards the ball. Unfortunately, can't find the outside, and a throw up coming for Penn Fusion. Foreman. About to throw it in, but first some substitutions for SJEB. Looks like Cherkis and Ramirez will take a break. And a well-deserved one for both of those two. So now a throw up coming for Foreman and this Penn Fusion side. Addison Mello, one of the new entries alongside Nevaeh Rourke, as this shot goes above the crossbar.
Yeah, not a bad idea there for Penn Fusion. I mean, it worked for Bella Ramirez, so Penn Fusion saying, why can't it work for us?
Sometimes you need to take some risks to gain advantage, and Ramirez definitely showed the positives of that kind of venture.
Entering the match for SJEBFC, wearing number 15, forward, Nevaeh Rourke.
Up the middle for Brocious. Now out wide. Here's a through ball intended for Emily Morgan.
Addison Mello.
But some clean defense from Maya Bruce. Bruce plays it back to Papinga. Now McCluskey, who again was on that left wing earlier, now playing in the back. Miller plays it outside. Stelzer looking to advance. Plays it across the middle. Stewart knees it out wide again for Stelzer. Makes a move. Crosses it inside on the back post. And it's headed out wide. That was a chance for Amaya Hill.
Yeah, and Hill might want that one back. A beautiful ball in from Stelzer. Just the header wasn't there, unfortunately, for Penn Fusion. And again, with that ball coming in with that much velocity, that's a hard ball to head, especially down. It's easier to head the ball up sometimes than it is down. And that's a situation where Hill was just in a good position, but unable to finish the header. And
it was quite the play because, again, Pepe was beat on the outside. Stelzer has not been afraid to take on those one-on-one situations. But like you kind of said, just a misfire by Amaya Hill. Almost shocked it kind of got to her on that far side, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people say when you head the ball, you want to attack the ball. The ball almost attacked her in that situation. So
Stewart, a big touch, able to get by 2 defenders. Samalonis. Stewart chimes in. The 50-50. Some very physical action in the midfield. And 2 subs upcoming as well for SJEB. Stewart, with Becca Miller chasing after, plays it back for Vessel. Mount. Taking her time with some space, plays it back for Wessel. 32nd minute, still 2-0 in favor of SJEB. Which definitely gives Penn Fusion some time to maybe make up some ground. McMaster. This one gets away from her. Won back by Ava Rabitz. Foreman again on the outside. Plays it back centrally. Penn Fusion looking to develop. Now McCluskey from the back 4 to the front. As this pass just out of reach of Becca Miller. Penn Fusion trying to keep possession here, and they do. McCluskey looks out wide, plays a through ball. It may reach Hill. Hill across the middle, pumped in front of the net. Still a chance as 2 bodies fall, and it's going to go against Penn Fusion. But a nice heads-up play by the keeper in Wessel, but still a dangerous opportunity as the ball was left in front of the 6.
yeah, luckily that one went SJEB's way, but Gerasimus, if I'm being honest with you, that one could have gone really either way. Both players taking a fall, but SJEB was able to live to tell the tale there. But we'll see some substitutions come on for SJEB.
Looks like the captain, Stewart, one of the ones exiting. As SJB will get things back up and running. Played back for Mount.
And one thing I like from both teams so far is that they've really slowed down the pace of play in this first half. The first couple minutes of this game, it was really high press and high speed, but it's really slowed down, and both teams really kind of taking advantage of that. Specifically not forcing any passes and just playing the ball where it can be played.
Some back and forth action. Finally ends up with Papinga. The 2 substitutions for SJB are Sierra Penny and Ashley Rhodes.
Entering the match for SJEBFC, wearing number 16 in midfield.
And they're looking to play on that
Penny.
left side. Rhodes being the left back,
19 a defender,
and Penny playing the left wing. Penny did find the back of the net against Fever SC in SJB's previous game, which was a 4-0 win against Fever SC. That cross from Seltzer deflected out for a corner. And here comes another one. This is, from my tally, the 3rd corner of the match for Penn Fusion.
Yeah, 3rd one for Penn Fusion. And as I mentioned, the first 2 were pretty dangerous opportunities for the opposition. So we'll see if SJEB can defend this one with the same authority they defended the first 2. Again, good opportunity here for Penn Fusion.
Phillips will once again take, this time from the other side, an outswinger. Headed backward, bobbled in the box, a volley attempt misfired from Bruce, and now it's cleared. Papinga will try to start the gears again for Penn Fusion. McCluskey up the middle for Miller, plays it out wide. Stelzer They've gone to her a lot, Penn Fusion. Cross into the middle, takes deflections. It's in front of the net, a shot! In a prime position from Ava Rabitz. But guess who was ready? It was Maddie Wessel.
Yeah, Wessel, a point-blank save there, bang-bang type play, and hit her right in the chest. But great save there from Wessel. Harder save than it looks.
And it was her fourth one. That's her fourth one of the match as well. She has stood tall so far for SJB. Again, a 2-0 lead, but still, Penn Fusions has been very aggressive despite being down. This through ball just out of reach of Emily Morgan. And it looks like from our vantage point, Naomi Newihe might enter for these final few minutes of the first half. We're in the 37th minute. Obviously, we'll see what stoppage time has to offer. Here's a long ball. Chasing after it is Amaya Hill. But right there, the knock it out of play is Sienna Mount. And it looks like this will be another corner.
Yeah, Gerasimus in our open. I talked about how SJEB was going to have to play the long ball and play a lot of through balls, which they've done. They haven't played the long ball as much as I thought they would, but Penn Fusion and SJEB both really haven't had the opportunity to do so. They've done a better job of playing the ball out of the back and kind of just taking the passes that are there. And honestly, it's worked better than the long ball could for either team.
Here in comes the corner. It's at the far post, now cleared out. As Naomi Newihe does re-enter for SJEB. Penn Fusion. In a jam. They play it out wide. Now it's with Miller. Miller, looking for an opening, plays it back. Penn Fusion looking for that cross. Many twists and turns from Ava Rabitz, but finally a pass goes offside. And I can't help but mention the ball did end up in that left corner, Shane.
Yeah, the ball movement so far from both teams has been spectacular, especially in the last 10 minutes or so. Both teams flawless with their touches.
This has been some good soccer between two Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division rivals. Again, Women's Premier Soccer League action is what you're watching here tonight from the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex. Gerasimus Gervasilio alongside Shane Alexa, but here's a possible opportunity. Sierra Penny still charging toward the box, but some really good defense. A long ball headed back by Mount. Collected once more by Penn Fusion. And another clearance. And Newihe will not chase after. It looks like she knew she was offside. And Emily Morgan, though, meanwhile, will chase. And the call will be made. Now on the far side. Stelzer. Looking to make a move as she has done all night. Goes central. Plays it back for Rabitz. Now McCluskey. McCluskey. Pass up the middle. Cleared out. Back with Penn Fusion. Foreman turns and faces. Has space to work with. Splits defenders. McCluskey can't find the next pass. SJB again doing a really good job to have numbers, and a nice move by Newihe. It's a 2-on-3. Newihe using her stature, still going. Newihe enters the 18, trips over, and no call will be made by our head official, Anthony Battaglia. And Newihe is still down. Again, a lot of physicality there, Shane. I mean, there was someone was bound to fall.
Yeah, good to see Newihe get up there, but I did see the hand extend there, so Gerasimus, there's a reason why we're up here and the head official's down there, but it looked to me like it could have gone either way. Again, SJB up 2-0, but again, might be looking at that one later in this game if Penn Fusion is able to score a couple goals to make this one a little bit more interesting.
A foul typically needs to be beyond evident for it to be called within the 18-yard box. But that one not deemed so. As we're now past the 40th minute. Again, both teams very physical right now in the midfield as they try to win possession. Some great passing here from SJB. They switch fields. Rourke on the outside. Crosses it in, but right at that near post where Papinga arrives and collects. Again, the 2 goals today for SJB, courtesy of Kerry Jackson. Again, it was a cross that kind of turned into that shot, found the bottom right corner and a goal. A second goal for SJB coming off the fiery foot of Bella Ramirez.
Yeah, the first one we couldn't really tell if it was a shot or a cross or not, but I'll tell you what, the second one was certainly a shot.
It was more than a shot, it was an absolute screamer. As SJB looking to maybe find another one. They're on the outside, and that one just goes off the thighs of Sierra Penny. So another throw for Penn Fusion. First half almost up, and you got to think that Penn Fusion needs something to go their way to have some momentum going into the second half.
Yeah, in order for them to do that, I'd like to see them switch the field. You look at the field, Gerasmos, you got a lot of players on that right side of the field. Look for them to switch the field here.
Sienna Mount to Samalonis. As Kira Samalonis breaks out of it. Again, heavy pressure coming from Penn Fusion. Pepe still going, but ultimately loses it. Now some numbers possibly for Penn Fusion. Amaya Hill. Hill with a shot. Finds the back corner. And just what Penn Fusion needed. A goal to break the stalemate for them. It's 2-1 now, and they have some life.
Yeah, they certainly have life. Hill there just putting enough power and pace on that shot with her right foot, and kind of a defensive breakdown there from SJEB. Just unfortunately, the back four was kind of just caught in the wrong place, wrong time, and Penn Fusion was able to capitalize. But yet again, a couple more minutes in this first half. We'll see if SJEB can tack on one more.
And that's a pivotal goal. As we'll get another look at this one as well. Pepe with a little bit of a turnover in the back, which led to Amaya Hill to have that clean shot.
Yeah, it's a type of situation there where Hill's able to sort of gain some sort of separation there, but SJEB will have an opportunity to regroup here going into halftime.
But Penn Fusion has no signs of slowing down. Here's the goal scorer, Amaya Hill. Evades a defender. Goes back the other way. Some nifty footwork. Crossed into the middle. It was with an open Becca Miller. Just couldn't turn and face. Here's Phillips. To Raybitz, but that one out of her reach. Newihe now. Heads it forward. Tried to advance. And some good defense to prevent any sort of attack there. As we're nearing the 45th minute, we'll see how much stoppage time we have. Foreman goes centrally, pass up the middle, couldn't split defenders. Here's Emily Morgan now, looking to go the other way.
Penn Fusion goal scored in the 43rd minute by number 25, Amaya Hill.
That one knocked out of play.
EVFC 2.
And here comes another throw.
Fans, please note the clock is stopped. The official time is being kept on the field by our head of referee.
Especially with a whole half a play left in this match, Shane, you gotta admit there's still a lot of time for Penn Fusion to make up ground, and no lead is too big for SJB.
No, there definitely isn't, and we've seen that all year with these WPSL games, and looks like that'll do it for the first half, Gerasmos.
And absolutely will, but we saw a lot in this first half. We thought we would see some thunderstorms. Instead, we saw some thunderous strikes. A goal from Kerry Jackson to start things off for SJEB. A screamer from Bella Ramirez beyond the 18. And then, as you just saw recently within the past few minutes, it was Amaya Hill with the response. They take advantage of an SJEB mistake, and she finds the bottom right corner. And that was a big one, again, for Maddie Wessel and this SJEB team. They kept the clean sheet against Fever SC on Tuesday, unable to do so today, and it's a big goal for Penn Fusion to get things back on track for them.
Yeah, we keep singing the praises of SJEB and their defense, and rightfully so, but just Penn Fusion just got the better of them there, and it's a 2-1 ball game, and brand new ball game going into the second half. We'll see if Penn Fusion can knock this one up at 2.
Both sides will have some time to talk things over. We'll be right back here for some more Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division action here in the WPSL. We welcome you back to the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex here on the campus of Rowan University in Glassboro, New Jersey. Drosmus Gervasilio alongside Shane Alexa. We're both here covering tonight's Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division matchup between Penn Fusion and the host SJEB FC, who lead 2-1 as we are now underway for another set of 45 minutes, Shane.
Yeah, so far SJEB kind of got majority of the momentum in that first half. Penn Fusion was able to come back with a goal of their own and get some of that momentum back.
SJB start out strong here with possession. Samolonis plays it across the middle. Turning and facing McMaster. Off balance shot. Just couldn't find the frame. It will be a goal kick.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that took a deflection off a Penn Fusion defender, but either way, it's going to be Penn Fusion possession.
We do have a substitution in net for SJEB. Entering now, it's Chelsea Mohammed from Williams College, the rising sophomore. And on the other end, we also have a substitution in net for Penn Fusion. Entering, it's Callie Reddy. And Reddy from Jefferson University. Hopefully she's ready for what SJB has to offer.
Entering the match for Penn Fusion, wearing number
Penn Fusion
0,
working out of the back here.
From Jefferson University, Callie Reddy. Also entering the match for SJEB
Baker.
FC, wearing number 1,
To Mahan.
Chelsea Mohammed from
Mahan.
Williams College.
It would have breakaway from some SJB defenders. Now back with Baker. Lofts it to the far side. And looking to create something here. A nice through ball up the middle. It does reach McCluskey, who got a lot of touches in that first half. Tried to switch fields and find Seltzer, another key component of this Penn Fusion attack. Seltzer tries for it, just over the netting.
Yeah, Stelzer's had multiple opportunities tonight, just hasn't been able to capitalize. Usually she's the one that's been facilitating those attacks and making the passes to other players, but for her there, I was inches away from tying this game up.
And Chelsea Mohammed was ready, but I don't know if she was ready for the spectacular. But thankfully it goes over the crossbar. Now on the far side, it's Taylor Stewart trying to work ahead. Now she'll make a quick throw. Brocious on the right wing. Picked up by Venema. Another throw incoming. And again, we've seen this game get a little physical at times. A game that both teams desperately need. Penn Fusion, if they want to rise in the standings, 5th right now in the division, Colonial Division. And then SJB, if they want to keep up with Love City, they need a decent result today.
Yeah, Penn Fusion 1-1-1 on the year. Once again, coming out that 4-3 loss to Love City. But one thing about this Penn Fusion team we've seen today, that they're able to score goals, and they're looking for another one here.
And they have numbers. A 4-on-3. Through ball made to the far side. Pass through the middle. Seltzer on the other end couldn't reach her. A nice intervention. It's back with Mahan. Seltzer plays it back for Rabitz. Here's a lone ball to the far side. Amaya Hill, who has the lone goal for Penn Fusion. Here's a strike. It's going to go right of the post. Sayla Kolith with the try.
I'll tell you what, Gerasimus, Hill actually did SJEB a favor by slowing up that counterattack. By slowing up, she allowed for the SJEB defense to kind of catch its breath and intercept that pass. If she kind of kept moving forward, it would have been a more dangerous opportunity.
The goal scorer, Jackson, plays it back. Now it's back with Kerry Jackson. Cuts inside, looking for options. Plays it centrally. Ramirez to Brocious. Brocious looks ahead again, and the switch has been complete. Here comes SJEB. Taylor Stewart looking to go one-on-one with Foreman. Some scissors, rollovers. Cuts to the right. Stewart across to Newihe. Newihe turns face, shoots. And the volley goes wide. But a deflection has been seen, and here comes a corner for SJEB. It's one of their first of the match. It is their first. And we'll see what SJEB can do here on this corner. Taking it to Samolonis. The in-swinger toward the far post. Newihe with the header. Plays it across goal. And it will just roll out of play.
Yeah, difficult header there from Newihe. Just a bit too far out to get enough power on that header.
And a quick pass made by the keeper, Callie Reddy. Again, both teams electing to go with new keepers into the second half. Both of them played quite well, I thought, Shane.
No,
both our other keepers being Papinga and Wessel.
Yeah, Wessel made a couple of big saves in the first half.
And here comes Seltzer. Weaving between traffic, left-footed try, just wide of the net. Seltzer wants that one back.
Yeah, something tells me she'll capitalize on one of those opportunities eventually. She's been all over the place thus far in this one, weaving her way through the SJEB defense.
Danny Stewart plays it wide. Mount progresses forward. A nice move to retain possession. Now Ramirez, but she loses it. Penn Fusion looking to advance on the counter. Seltzer again. Goes to her right. Has space. Seltzer, a shot! And this one, once again, goes above the crossbar. I think the only thing missing for Penn Fusion here, Shane, a shot on goal.
Yeah, they've had the opportunities for Osmos. They just haven't really been able to capitalize. And Seltzer, a big part of the reason why they've come out firing on all cylinders here is Penn Fusion. So if they continue to play through her, they'll have an opportunity to tie this one up.
And a lot of those attacks, I feel like for Penn Fusion, Shane, have been off of some hospital balls, some poor passes from SJEB. Just got to limit those mistakes if you're Bill's Shooting Company.
Yeah, they haven't really found a way to play against that Penn Fusion high press. They started off in the first couple minutes of this game with a high press. They haven't really found a cure to that yet.
Danny Stewart does well to break out of the back. That pass offline. Sayla Kolith. A short pass ahead to Miller. Miller out wide to Seltzer. Seltzer tries to get around Jackson, but thankfully cleared and out for a corner. Cherkis was there, and Cherkis has really been everywhere on the back four.
She certainly has. She's been a force to be reckoned with in the back four for SJEB, and it's made life challenging for Penn Fusion's attacking midfielders.
Taking this one, it's going to be Seltzer. Another corner for Penn Fusion. They lead in that department. The header toward the far post, near the goal line. And jumping on it heroically is Chelsea Muhammad. That was a close one.
Yeah, Muhammad just bobbled that one for a second. And luckily for her, she was right there, and the ball was right there, and she was able to corral that one as she boots that one away.
The half volley goes right into the comfort zone of Marina Mahon, and now Seltzer advancing again, goes centrally. Decides to play it backward. McCloskey couldn't find Seltzer again, and here's the clearance from Muhammad.
Yeah, Gerasimus in that first half. Seltzer was more of a facilitator, trying to find others, make the open pass. In the second half, she's been a lot more aggressive, trying to make her own shot, and we've seen on multiple occasions she's been a couple feet away from tying this one up.
Again, tied for the team lead in goals this season. She's got 2. Becca Miller plays the way she faces. That pass ultimately cleared away, but still with McCloskey. Ava McCloskey to Miller. Becca Miller. Now a shot and a save. Way to be there if you're Chelsea Muhammad, able to tip it over the net. But a nice shot coming from Ava Rabitz.
Great save there from Muhammad, just getting enough on it to tip it over the bar. And a difficult save there from Muhammad, making it look fairly easy.
And here comes the corner. Amaya Hill plays it quickly to Seltzer. A short corner, Seltzer. The cross toward the far post. Headed out by Cherkis, but not far. Still in the danger zone. Takes a few bounces. Still there. Muhammad's going to chase after it and is able to dive and collect.
Good job there from Muhammad. Coming off her line, able to corral that one for SJEB.
57th minute as a nice move made on the left wing by Jackson. Carrie Jackson goes centrally, looking to switch fields. Is able to find Stewart. Or excuse me, Brocious. The shot goes wide left.
Yeah, if Newihe had kept running a little bit, she may have been in the perfect spot, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to get onto the shot there or pass.
And it's the first opportunity we've seen in a good second from SJB, but now here comes another one for Seltzer, who has shown those wheels. Has a lot of pace. Able to get by Cherkis. Puts it between the legs. Tried to cross it. Deflected out by Stewart. Still with Seltzer. And a nice tackle within the 18 by Cherkis. Able to recover well.
Gerasimus, you mentioned earlier how Cherkis has been all over the place for SJEB, showing what she's been doing all day long for SJB, and a wonderful tackle on one of Penn Fusion's star players.
Looks like Seltzer once again will be the one taking this corner. Again, a 2-1 game in favor of the South Jersey Elite Barons. No goals in this second half yet. But the way this game has gone, we might be seeing more. Here's the corner. Glides in. Punched out by Chelsea Muhammad. Still with Penn Fusion, though. On the far side, here's a cross. Becca Miller, the only one in the area. But playing receiver is Muhammad.
Good hands there from Muhammad. Even better play to punch that one out on the corner with the right hand. Good, strong hand.
The low punt just out of the reach of Carrie Jackson, who is now down after trying to keep that play alive for her club. And it looks like she might be staying down as Penn Fusion progresses. Amaya Hill, cross toward the middle. Kicked out for now by Muhammad. And a nice intervention by McMaster. And now we will have a stoppage of play for the injured Jackson.
Yeah, good play there from McMaster, recognizing that her teammate was down and knocking that one out of play, able to clear that one.
Man, it looks as though this could be an injury that we hope is not serious, but one that will probably take her out of this match for some time. And again, it was on that low punt from Muhammad. Was trying to kick it on the bounce. Maybe jammed her ankle, possibly.
Yeah, I'm no Dr. Gerasimus, but it looked like she almost extended or hyperextended her knee there.
I'll tell you what, that's a good sign. Jackson, again, has been pivotal in this game, considering she scored the opener. She's walking on her own 2 feet. She'll look to heal up on the sidelines, and we'll have a new SJB player, that being Adriana Pepe, who takes the reins for Jackson.
Returning to the match for SJEBFC, number 3, Adriana Pepe.
And about to throw it in is Maya Bruce of Penn Fusion. This one quickly off of Seltzer And Neiwihe trying to turn. Still going. Able to get past Baker. Neiwihe with a one-on-one. Goes left. Keeper's off her line. Neiwihe! She took a hit, but the sacrifice will make it 3 for SJEB, and hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, the number one concern here is for Neiwihe, and wonderful sign that she's able to get up, but Neiwihe just taking on the defender, and I'll tell you what, Reddy was completely off her line there and not in position at all. And in that type of situation, when you're backpedaling as a goalkeeper, it's a lot harder than it looks, but she was completely out of the net and off of her line, making it fairly easy for Neiwihe to bury that one in the back of the net.
And again, she really had the battle for that one, took a big hit, but Neiwihe, after scoring a brace on Tuesday against Fever SC, gets her 3rd goal of the season, tied for the team lead with fellow teammate Olivia McMaster.
And that's a big goal for multiple reasons. Not only does SJEB kind of gain some momentum back, but Penn Fusion was pressing for about a good 10-15 minutes, and now SJEB has one more to add to a 2-goal lead.
And let's take another look at what was quite the occasion. Goalkeeper off her line, but Neiwihe takes advantage.
Yeah, Neiwihe scoring with her left foot there, and Reddy was, unfortunately for Penn Fusion, not ready for that one, just backpedaling a little too much.
But again, Penn Fusion did find some sort of response near the tail end of the first half. They're going to have to find another one quick, with SJB having more cushions on their couch. Mahon plays it out wide. Seltzer. Again, Penn Fusion's gone to her quite a bit in this second half. McMaster with the clearance. Knocked back in the attacking third, though. Amaya Hill. Cross inside, looking for Becca Miller. Goes over everyone in the box and out for a goal kick. And it looks like we might have an SJB substitution coming on. But here comes the goal kick from Muhammad. Coming on for SJB, Sierra Penny once again. Stewart.
Returning to the match for SJEBFC wearing number
Muhammad.
16, Sierra Penny.
As SJB works out of the back again, that heavy press from Penn Fusion. It's paid off at times, especially when they scored that goal in the first half. Interception. Ava Rabitz couldn't continue, though. A little too much contact there on McMaster, and we'll have a set piece going the other way.
Yeah, Gerasimus, you mentioned at the beginning of the second half how things had gotten a little bit more physical at the start of the second half. Well, I can tell you now, things have evolved into a lot more of a physical game than when we started about an hour and 15 minutes ago here in Glassboro. Now a much more physical game than we saw in the first half.
Pepe plays short to Mount. See him out on the far side. Crosses midfield, looking for options, taking more of her space. Back with Mount. Making her run was Brocious. And now Brocious receives on the right wing. Takes on her defender. Brocious trying to cross it inside. There to intervene was Eden Venema. Penn Fusion now looking to advance. Lots of pace for Amaya Hill. Again, the lone goal scorer for Penn Fusion today. Miller taking it centrally and finally switches it to the open Seltzer. Sage Seltzer with 2 defenders on her. Goes centrally, able to keep it with her squad. Sayla Kolith outside to Mahon. Marina Mahon. Shot toward the near post. Hits the side of the frame.
Yeah, Seltzer's currently working on that right-hand side, but if I was Penn Fusion or a Penn Fusion fan, I'd like to see Seltzer kind of work towards the middle of the field, and Penn Fusion could kind of play her centrally. She could use some of that skill to be a facilitator for her squad, and so interesting to see if she'll stay on that right-hand side, but obviously has all the skill in the world.
Mount advancing. Newihe again does a great job to turn. Here's a long ball played to the left wing. Cherkis is there. Remy Cherkis going one-on-one with Baker. Has some options, decides to play it back for Ramirez, who had quite the shot in the first half. Samalonis plays it out wide. Brocious, the cross, goes across goal. Cherkis meets it on the other side. Plays it back, Ramirez. Ramirez goes right, makes a run off the pass. And now Samalonis. Kira Samalonis plays it back for Penny. Back with Samalonis. SJB doing well to keep possession in the attacking third. Goes out wide. Samalonis still with it. SJB taking their time. It's almost like a power play. Newihe. Newihe again. A possible 1-2. And here's an opportunity. Chip inside. Ramirez tried to play it in. Unfortunately, it couldn't get through for SJB. But now on the counter, it's Penn Fusion once more. Sage Seltzer with a one-on-one opportunity. Seltzer goes left, goes right, chops it, strikes, scores! Sage Seltzer. The inevitable has occurred for Penn Fusion, and Seltzer finally finds the back of the net.
Yeah, Seltzer had an open pass there, but was not willing to take it and said she'll take it herself, and rightfully so. Quick little step over move there from Seltzer, and with the right foot, just Muhammad was unable to get there with the right hand, but gorgeous shot there from Seltzer. Gerasimus, we've been talking about it all night, how it's, as you said, almost inevitable that she'll get on the scoreboard. Well, she did there, and it's a 3-2 game.
In the 68th minute, we will have our second hydration break of the match. The first one, and possible only one here in the second half, but a good time to pause if you're SJB to kind of talk things over, as now you led 2-0, you give up a goal 2-1, you get a goal back, but now Penn Fusion able to respond, and once again it's 3-2, still in favor of SJB, but you have to play the rest of this match cautiously.
No, you certainly do, and obviously you have to look out for Seltzer. And as I was saying earlier, she's been on that right-hand side. She still is on that right-hand side, but it would be interesting to see if they played her more centrally and kind of played through her and used her as more of a facilitator, and that way she could play some through balls to her teammates, and instead of kind of not abandoning her on that right-hand side, but that way she's not taking on multiple defenders at once.
And again, this has been another back and forth second half. But let's get another look at this goal from Seltzer again. Makes a really good move, and that's what really makes it all happen.
Yeah, Seltzer, quick little move there, gets it to the right foot and just puts it in a spot where Muhammad couldn't do anything about it, and side of the net there. Gorgeous shot there from the Penn Fusion star.
And she's taken a flurry of shots today. It was about time that one of them found the frame. And it was bound to happen considering the amount of chances that SJB were allowing her to have, giving her some space, and she absolutely took it.
Yeah, she certainly did, and it'll be interesting to see how SJEB responds to this. And Penn Fusion really, in the first couple minutes of this game, used that high press to their advantage. They kind of slowed down the high press as the first half kind of ended there. They've started to pick it back up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how SJEB responds if they kind of use that same formula that Penn Fusion's been using and kind of start to press Penn Fusion a little bit more.
And we're back underway after the hydration break. And here's the goal scorer, Seltzer. And for her, it's her team-leading third goal of the season. And this is a SJB team who entered the match only allowing 4 goals, but they've allowed 2 tonight. Yet again, they have 3, and that's all that matters. They hold on to that lead for now. 3 wins, a draw, and no losses so far for them. Meanwhile, Penn Fusion, a win, a draw, and a loss. Penn Fusion in 5th, SJEB in 2nd. Within the Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division. McMaster couldn't disrupt that pass. Now it's with Marina Mahon. Mahon goes centrally, looking to complete a pass. A nice interception. And now McMaster. McMaster looked ahead, was trying to seek out some running red kits ahead. A switch of fields. Unable to reach a red kit, as it's now with Amaya Hill, who has space to work with, and Hill has been quite the threat since entering the match. She's subbed on, and I don't think she's been subbed off since.
Yeah, rightfully so. She's been all over the place thus far in the second half, causing a lot of havoc and trouble for SJEB.
Venema plays it ahead. Penn Fusion has seemed to find their best opportunities when they're on the counterattack. They're trying to do it the unconventional way, considering the other goals they've scored. Building out of the back. Phillips goes the other way. And this shot, not what she would have wanted there as it goes wide.
Yeah, right idea there. Just the more shots on net, the better, obviously. And good idea for Penn Fusion to test Muhammad in the second half. Obviously a new goalkeeper. We know what she's capable of. She's made a couple big saves in the second half, but good idea for Penn Fusion to keep testing her.
We've surpassed the 70th minute, again still a 1-goal lead for SJB. Both teams with a goal in this second half. SJB looking to advance. This ball though gets away. Thankfully Danny Stewart for SJB. Recovers the possession. Morgan plays it out wide. A switch of fields. Here's Cherkis. And she's been pretty big for her club. McMaster turns the other way. Samalonis out wide. Now Brocious plays that for McMaster. McMaster could be through. Falls over, but no call made as it's back with Penn Fusion and Co.
Yeah, the SJEB bench wanted a call there, but the referee was not having it.
Maya Bright presses ahead. Sienna Mount. Escape move the other way and is grabbed down, so that will be an easy one for Anthony Battaglia, the head official. Stewart plays short. Here's Mount. Also worth mentioning, Shane, 8 shots on the day for Penn Fusion, 4 for SJB, so they've definitely had more chances at goal. As this one goes out of play.
Gerasimus, one thing I want to mention is I think Penn Fusion's also been a little bit more willing to shoot outside of the 18 than SJEB has. Both teams have had fairly similar opportunities, but Penn Fusion's just been a little bit more willing to take that more difficult chance at a couple shots outside the 18 that haven't gone their way, but not afraid to take those opportunities.
A long ball out wide. Brocious chasing. Maya Bruce was there, but even more on the occasion, Kylie Reddy, the goalkeeper. And that switch of fields intercepted. McMaster with a chance inside the 18. Plays it back. Here's Addison Mello, plays it out wide. Here's a long strike. And that will sail over the netting, but a decent try at that.
Once again, not a bad idea there from SJEB, just trying to get shots on net. And Reddy struggled the last couple minutes, allowing that goal from Newihe, and not a bad idea to test her.
Worth mentioning Penny, Sierra Penny, the one to attempt that try. Stewart finds Penny. Plays up the middle. For Mello. Back for Samalonis. The long ball. Just out of reach of the pacing Emily Morgan.
Morgan has 1 goal in the air, so not afraid to do her thing offensively.
Back out wide for Penn Fusion. Still time for the ladies in white and red to find another response. Phillips. That one kind of miscalculated contact there as it goes wide of the net.
Yeah, that's a situation where Penn Fusion, they've been aggressive all night long, and it's done wonders for them. But in that type of situation, you'd like to see them kind of slow the pace down and kind of slow it down, and hopefully they can learn from that.
Yeah, especially with the lead. Definitely best to try to slow things down, play possession. Is this pass just offline from Pepe? But way to win it back. Pepe now with space to Morgan. Morgan has an option out wide, plays it there. Penny gives it back to Morgan on the run as it's tipped out of play. SJEB throw incoming. Turning out to be a beautiful night here in Glassboro, New Jersey. Again, SJEB's, the South Jersey Elite Barons, their home field, being the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex at Rowan University. Here's a big cross. Brocious is there, takes a big bounce. Here's a possible try. And Mello just couldn't bring it to the ground. Stewart, though, intercepts. McMaster. Short pass outside to Penny. Able to win it back. As both sides battle for it on the far side, and it's enough aggression to enter the books if you're McMaster.
Yeah, bang play there from McMaster, and it looks like she's going to be subbed off here just as a precaution. But it'll be interesting to see if she'll come back into this one with about 14 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this one.
And in comes Ashley Rhodes. Also Cherkis will take a little break. And Cherkis again has been very, very good in the back four for SJEB.
Yeah, she's been all over the place. So it'll interesting to see if Penn Fusion can kind of take advantage of Cherkis not being there, because she's been a force to be reckoned with all night long, and Penn Fusion's kind of struggled against her tonight.
And with Cherkis exiting, Penny is going to shift over to left back. Marina Mahon splits defenders, able to get the pass up the middle. But this one offline, back with SJEB. Here's a pass out wide. Addison Mello has runners, plays it to one. Morgan on the left wing, but just offside. Unable to time that run, and it was a promising opportunity.
Yeah, good idea. Making that run towards the corner was Morgan, and just unable to time that run, as you mentioned, Gerasimus. Those through balls have been fantastic for SJEB all night long. They've really been able to control the pace of this game based off the counterattack.
Seltzer, who scored the second goal of the night, gets it around Penny with a fancy move, but there to retrieve it is Adriana Pepe, as it's won by Pepe and the South Jersey Elite Barons. I think that's something they could probably use an answer for Seltzer.
Yeah, they haven't really figured out how to stop her yet, and with about more than 10 minutes remaining in this one, the player to stop is going to be Seltzer.
And we're going to have a call against Penn Fusion. Here comes a free kick for SJEB. And to kick this one, it's Adriana Pepe. We are nearing, or we can now say we're at, the 80th minute. Chelsea Muhammad, the keeper from Sicklerville, New Jersey, clears it out. Callie Reddy plays it wide for Mahon. A nice pullback, or Cruyff, if you will, from Sayla Kolith. And Emily Morgan does a good job forcing it off in a Penn Fusion defender. Pepe throws it in. Now Rhodes. The South Jersey Elite Barons looking to connect on some passes here. Playing possession. Penny tries to beat a defender. Trying to go down the left wing. And a little shove on Eden Venema is enough for another free kick, this time for Penn Fusion in their defensive third. Here's the long balls. Passes midfield. Stewart with a strong header. On the near side. Won by Penn Fusion. Up the middle for Miller. Ava McCloskey. For Maya Bruce. Bruce receiving pressure from Samalonis. Plays it down the line. And there to clean up the change, Nevaeh Rourke. Morgan. Try to play a through ball to Brocious. They'll play it backward. Time winding down for a possible equalizer for Penn Fusion. But SJB looking for the possible dagger, if you will. Here's a chance. As Morgan was unable to find Mello on the outside. Stewart has to poke it away from Maya Bright. And again, the captain has led by example today. Has played much of this game. A switch of fields attempted by Rourke, but taken back by Penn Fusion. Here's Seltzer with the speedy feet across inside. And Muhammad will collect in. Looks like she'll take some time off as well, diving on top of it.
Yeah, rightfully so. Kind of take as much time as Muhammad needs in this type of situation, but a good ball in there from Seltzer. Just nobody was on the receiving end of it for Penn Fusion.
Muhammad looking for Brocious past midfield. This one knocked out of play by Maya Bruce. And we'll have Naomi Newihe re-enter this match. As Emily Morgan with a well-deserved rest. She's played much of the second half. Newihe again, the key difference maker in this match, scored that third goal for SJEB. And took a big hit simultaneously while shooting. But that one goes out of play. So here comes a goal kick for Penn Fusion, and you got to think that they got to start moving with some urgency.
Yeah, and Newihe possibly could have had a penalty kick added to her tally today. But referee awarded it no PK, but again, in this type of situation, that extra goal would be, or possible goal would be, pretty substantial.
And this one goes off at Penny, so here comes a quick throw. Seltzer the one to do it. Down the line, and a good clean tackle made. Or maybe not. It looks like we are going to have a free kick instead of a throw-in, and we will. So the two players deliberating, as it has been all night, Lily Phillips and Sage Seltzer. Seltzer goes wide instead. Looks like Phillips will be the one to take. Has backspin to the far corner. A volley attempt takes a deflection. Thankfully for Muhammad, not towards goal. And that one cleared out.
Yeah, I'm surprised Phillips didn't play that one short to Seltzer.
Phillips, another cross. Finds Becca Miller. Can't keep it, though. Some really good defense. And Pepe does well to get out of it, and Newihe, unable to advance, but knocks it out of play, lets her defense reset. Lots of back and forth action here on the near side, Shane.
Yeah, we'll see if Penn Fusion can kind of switch the field, Gerasimos. As you mentioned, a lot of players on this right side of the field.
85th minute. We're close to the 90th. But again, this SJEB defense has fared well at times. Mello played it back for a short clearance. This one headed out of harm's way by Mahan. So now throw up coming for SJEB, and they had to defend many attacks to get to this point. A nifty move. A nice pull back to get out of that. It's back with Penn Fusion, though. Eden Venema tried to curl it with the outside of the foot, unable to get to Seltzer.
Yeah, in the last couple minutes of this one, both teams doing a fantastic job of talking, and talking so essential, obviously, in the game of soccer, but especially in the last couple minutes of a ball game, it's even more important.
Newihe. Her pass tipped by Seltzer and back with Penn Fusion. Played back by Maya Bruce. Ready out, plays it out wide. And here's an opportunity. Possibly Miller able to win back possession. Here's a long ball. Danny Stewart ready for it. And is able to knock it out wide for Rourke and company. Rourke back with it, plays it to split defenders. The long ball reaches Newihe on the left wing. Newihe taking it slow. Plays a through ball for Addison Mello. Mello back to Newihe. Newihe tries to beat her defender in Mahan, and it looks like they're going to call Newihe for some arm action.
Yeah, it looked like she just extended the arm a little too much there, creating a foul, and Penn Fusion's going to have a free kick going their way.
She definitely has to be one of the strongest players on the pitch, and she's shown it at times. Simononis plays it back. 88th minute, 3-2 SJEB. SJEB with a win could possibly become first place in the Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division, but that all depends if Love City takes care of business and wins their match. Here's an intervention. It was a nice play by Rourke. It's out for a throw. 89th minute now. We'll see if there's any stoppage time whatsoever. But right now, time in favor of SJEB as that one's cleared out once more.
SJEB obviously in no rush here to take this throw, just milk down as much as the clock as you possibly can.
And this has been a very complete game from both sides. They've had their opportunities. SJB just able to capitalize on a few more. And when I mean a few more, just one more. Here's a throw for Penn Fusion. They have little time to get off field. They're going to have to move quick. SJB looking to get win number 4 and keep their loss tally at none. Penn Fusion, who started the season with a win and a draw, hoping not to find that equalizer and to not lose 2 straight. Another throw. Penn Fusion trying to break out, but here's the interception from Mello. Addison Mello goes for goal, and the save is made by Callie Ray to knock it out of play, but it's a corner.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Reddy not being able to keep that one in play is big for SJEB, just because SJEB's now able to take as much time as they want with this corner. If Reddy was able to get a hand onto that one and keep it in play, they would be going the other way. So a big change of possession here for SJEB.
And probably a smart shot from Mello considering the circumstances. A short corner. Looks like SJB will play the corner game. Try to waste some clock. Penn Fusion with a long ball ahead. And maybe a chance. Kolich tried the pass ahead. Now here comes Foreman. Foreman to Becca Miller. This might be the final action. Miller went for goal, and it's going to go comfortably into the feet of Muhammad.
Yeah, that's a ball she's going to want back. And she had Seltzer and a couple other players back post who were ready to get ahead onto that one. And
still time left for now. Anthony Battaglia keeping a decent eye on his watch as Newihe with a key play to kind of force Penn Fusion backward, and that's going to do it. The South Jersey Elite Barons get win number 4. They remain undefeated through 5 matches so far this season. A final score, 3-2 against Penn Fusion, and their chances to stay atop the Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division remain true.
Drossmos, the big difference in this game was that Newihe goal and the fact that Reddy couldn't really set her feet on that counterattack defensively in goal, and Newihe was just able to take advantage of that, and SJB is able to get the win. Penn Fusion, on the other hand, has now lost 2 straight, and with that 4-3 loss to Love City, and now this loss, they're now lower in the standings.
And again, entering this match, Penn Fusion 17th in the power rankings in the East region of the WPSL, the Women's Premier Soccer League. SJB 9th and could probably rise because of this result. They played a complete game and they were able to halt off a lot of Penn Fusion's attacks because they definitely gave SJB a run for their money.
No, they certainly did. Defensively, both teams played very well. SJB, we know how good they are defensively. They've proved that all season long, and if this team is as special as we think they are, their defense is a big part of the reason why, and their offense, led by Newihe, can only help them along the way.
Well, that will do it for today's action. SJB with win number 4, and they now tack on 3 more points, 13 points in the Mid-Atlantic Conference Colonial Division. Their next match at home once again this Sunday against the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals. That will do it for tonight's broadcast from Glassboro, New Jersey. I'm Drossmos Vasilio alongside Shane Alexa, and we thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's